What is going on, everyone? It is your boy, El Chapo. Actually, if you saw that intro, let me know what you thought of that intro. Might be doing a bit of a rebranding here pretty soon. I know it's like, why are you doing that right now? But it's a little bit of a surprise in the works. Got some things coming pretty soon I think you guys are going to be excited about. And all will be revealed in due time. But with that being said, today I kind of wanted to talk about something that came to mind earlier today, because I noticed whenever me and my dad love to hang out and watch like paranormal shows. We like to watch like Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, those kind of types of shows. And if you watch those kind of shows, you always notice people are talking about 3 a.m. being like the devil's hour, and how like the worst like phenomenon when it comes to like hauntings and stuff like that always happens around 3 a.m. And he's always making this comment, basically asking, why is it always 3 a.m.? Why is it always 3 a.m.? And sometimes he'll say, let me guess, it happened around 3 a.m. And it is a very common thing. And so I got curious earlier today. I'm like, well, why is 3 a.m. considered the devil's hour, or the witching hour as some people call it? So that's actually what we're going to be talking about today in this video. And I think it should be pretty interesting. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Okay, so as you all know, in folklore, the witching hour, or the devil's hour, as I said, is a time of night associated with supernatural events. Creatures such as witches, demons, and ghosts are thought to appear and to be at their most powerful. And the part about witches is that black magic is thought to be most effective at this time. Well, in Western Christian tradition, the hour between 3 and 4 a.m. was considered like a peak period of supernatural activity due to the absence of prayers in this canonical hour, or during this period. Hence the reason why demons could be more powerful at this time, because not a lot of people are praying. The power of prayer is not there at that specific time. Women caught outside during this like time period were always expected of being witches, especially back a long time ago, like during the witch trial days, and would be burned at the stake and stuff like that. And that's actually where the witching hour came from, was these people being caught outside at 3 to 4 a.m. Okay, so psychologists, or at least psychological literature, suggests that apparitional experiences and sense presences are indeed most common around the hours of 2 to 4 a.m. and connecting to the devil's hour. But the reason this is, they say, is because at 3 a.m. Is when your body is containing the most amount of melatonin that it can during the day. And so that could be why people are feeling these presences or seeing these apparitions. Now, if you think about it, this connects to sleep paralysis, and people who suffer from sleep paralysis, as me, as my dad, as probably a lot of people out there do. Some people more than others. It's definitely not a competition, trust me. How when they are in that state, they sense people around them, or if their eyes are open, they see ghosts, demons, apparitions walking around them. Some people hear them, or hear things. I hear things all the time. It is the freakiest thing ever, especially when, as I told about in one of my stories on this channel, where I heard a man screaming into my ear and it woke me up. It was horrifying. Now, all that has to do with the melatonin in your body reacting while you're still awake, because you really shouldn't have that much in your system while you're awake, along with you also still being asleep, how it's that mixed state. So the devil's hour, sleep paralysis, all this really has to do with melatonin. And that's kind of crazy to think about, like you would never think that this thing that's supposed to help you get rest and sleep at night can also just have all this negative effects on you. Which is why don't ever make this mistake. I've done it before. Do not, if you do take melatonin pills, do not take too many, because it can lead to issues. Like sometimes you'll not hallucinate necessarily, but like you'll be so tired that you won't be able to like focus straight. So never do that. Bad thing. And yeah, so melatonin, that's really what it all comes down to. Crazy, right? A pretty cool fact about the witching hour is that it was first mentioned in literature in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which is a book that many people have read, as most English courses will have it as a required book that you have to read. And it's quoted from the book, "Night waned upon this talk, and even the witching hour had gone by before we retired to rest." So this is the first time that the witching hour, that specific phrase, was ever used in literature. But it's not the first time that this witching time had been referenced. It was actually around 1601. William Shakespeare actually penned the tragedy of Hamlet. Everyone's read Hamlet. The Lion King, that's Hamlet. Hamlet's very popular. But anyways, "'Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now could I drink hot blood and do such bitter business as a day would quake to look on." This is from Hamlet, from scene 2. So that is the first time that witching time, which would then become known as the witching hour, the devil's hour, that is the actual first time in literature it was referenced, in a Hamlet of all places. So this time has been, you know, a phenomenon, an interest to us for centuries, and probably even longer than that. And that's just crazy to think about, you know. And it's something that can be explained through science, but has these supernatural origins that many people believe, that a lot of people believe. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just science or just supernatural. It could be both. Personally, that's what I think. I think it could be a little bit of both. And I don't know, there's a lot of things that I just, you know, us humans, we get fascinated and intrigued by the craziest things. And this time of night is one of them, and it's just wild, you know? So, if you were ever curious about what the witching hour, the devil hour was, or why it was called that, where its origins came from, I hope that I was able to kind of answer that for you. Let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to know the origins of, and I'd gladly research it for you guys, make a quick video on it. And besides that, there's, you know, that's about all I have for you today. You can enjoy the rest of this gameplay I got going on in the background, just some hard point, just messing up some kids, messing up some fools. I was working on getting the Maddox and the Helion gold, or technically getting the Maddox diamond. So nothing big. So I'm gonna just let the tracks, the music play out. You guys can finish watching this clip if you want. Don't need to. It's been your boy El Chapo. Leave a like, comment, and make sure you subscribe as always. Talk to y'all later.